Hello, welcome to the IGN UK podcast, the podcast that is to gaming what Top Gear is to gardening, or something like that. Chris Tilley's here.
Hello.
He's wearing a tie.
I got all smart.
Why?
I went and did an interview today.
With?
Kiefer Sutherland.
I've heard of him.
He's in London filming 24. 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Series of 24.
Yeah.
Which isn't in real time, I found out today.
Okay.
So he's going to be able to get on a plane in one episode and then at the start of the next episode be in another city and don't have to explain it.
Oh, that's good. So they'll be able to sleep and things like that and
go
to the toilet, brush his teeth.
And eat food and
have
a hot dog. So, we were chatting about his new film Pompeii, 24 we spoke about, and the fact that he's in the new Metal Gear Solid game, voicing Big Boss.
Talking of Metal Gear Solid, somebody that's a big fan of Metal Gear Solid is sat next to me.
Hello.
No, joking. It's Alex Simmons, look at Alex Simmons.
Hello.
How are you? Are you excited about Metal Gear Solid, whatever this is happening thing?
Yeah, of course.
Ground
Zeroes.
Is this what it is? Is this what he's doing the voice for?
Yes, Ground Zeroes, and also further down the line, The Phantom Pain.
The Phantom Pain is a terrible name for a game, isn't it? Isn't it a bit like Phantom Menace and Pain and Gain all rolled into one?
Phantom Limb, isn't it?
Is that what you'd be happy? Phantom Limbs are weird, Luke Kamali.
They are. Hello.
Yes.
Speaking of Phantom Limbs.
Phantom Limbs.
You're like the third Lego never had.
I am.
Useless appendages. It's Luke Kamali.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Anytime. What have you been up to then? Have you seen anybody famous this week?
I've seen a couple of games, which have been all right. I saw Bound by Flame, which is an action RPG, which is okay. Looks quite good. Not quite Witcher level, but quite enjoyable. But the really exciting thing I saw was Shadows of Mordor, Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor, which is a new Lord of the Rings Hobbity game. And it takes place in between the two games, and it's like...
Two games?
Two films.
Two films, yes. Rather. And it's a bit... It's Two Towers. And it's kind of... like Assassin's Creed meets Arkham. It looks very good.
Is it 9 hours long and really should only be 3 hours long?
It's kind of like it's open world, so as long as you need it to be
open world. It's not an MMO.
It's not one of those,
because I know you're a fan of MMOs.
There's more because no, it is not. No.
What is it then?
I'd say probably an action RPG again. It's like an action. I'd say action adventure more than anything.
Do you struggle with your genres?
No, it's just the way he's sitting. Thanks very much. What?
Very enjoyable. Yeah. So watch it. We've got previews on IGN.
So Shadows of Mordor and Bound by Flame, will these be coming out for the new consoles?
Yes. So Shadows of Mordor will be out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, as well as PS3 and Xbox 360. But it sounds like they're going to be slightly.
Don't turn your nose up. They served us very well. For
they did for a very long time, and they deserve a rest.
My PS3 continues to serve me admirably. Thank you.
Well, there you go.
Not so much my Xbox. Not so much my Xbox. Bless it. Yeah, it's just sat. I don't even think it's plugged in anymore.
Oh. So there's nothing wrong with it?
Nothing wrong with it, no.
Okay,
gotten out to play on it anymore. Meh. What can you do?
Hey.
And Bound by Flame is...
Bound by Flame
is current gen and PC, and also PS4, but not Xbox One right now.
I got a bit excited when you said Bound by Flame, because there's an early 1970s film called Slade in Flame, which is all about the rock band Slade, and it's their fictional journey to stardom. And I was hoping maybe it was some sort of really belated sequel.
No,
sadly
we were
not.
all hoping for that. Stu. We were, yes.
Actually, Slade in Flame's really good.
It is a great little movie, isn't it?
It's surprisingly dark and unpleasant and gritty, considering it's Slade, who are,
big glam rock stars,
exactly, fun guys.
No cup suit.
I'll tell you what. Here's a video podcast bonus special. A brief clip of Slade in Flame.
Slade?
We celebrating, boys?
Top of the arse stuff, Ron?
No.
What do you think of it then?
Personally, rubbish. Still, the punters seem to go for it. Maybe I can fix next Friday.
I can't make it. I've got a sale in Leicester. Sale? Come on, Stoke. Well, I'll do it anyway. How about you, Charlie?
What?
I'll fix it, Mr. Ollie.
Listen, you piss about part-time all you like, we're never going to get any bloody place.
What bloody place?
You might have been all right tonight, but don't start getting any fancy ideas.
I don't know why you bother.
You can piss up any time you want. Oi, you're a good live act, and that's it. Excuse me. That crap you served up tonight, that wasn't music. You're just second-rate comics working on a third-rate audience.
With a fourth-rate Asian copping 10%.
I'll handle it.
Yeah, you handle it, Ron.
Do you want him? Nah, let him go.
What's up?
What's up? I'll tell you what's up. You just lost 6 weeks' work on an agent. From now on, you're all on your bloody own. Come on.
They're not going to get that if they're only listening to audio.
Brilliant. There we go.
I won't forget. I won't
You
forget.
wouldn't do this if it wasn't something you really liked, isn't it? You're like, I'll spend that extra 10 minutes on this one.
It's got to be worth it. Did you see the video extra we put in last week, though?
No.
We stuck a little bit in. We put in the quadruple take from, what's his name? The fella.
The fella.
You know, the actor fella.
Jackie Stewart.
That's
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Stewart.
Jackie Chan, yes.
What did I miss?
I don't know.
It wasn't Jackie Chan. It was, what's he called? He's in
Jackie Brown.
Patrick Stewart, yeah.
The YouTube one where it's him teaching you how to do it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, we stuck that in.
Yeah.
A little extra for you. Hope you enjoyed it.
Because we were saying that if we get to talk to Martin Freeman, we should get him to do a fiver.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of.
Do you think he could do 5?
I think he can do as many as he wants.
Really?
He's very good. He does lots in Sherlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 5. No one's ever gone that far before.
My favourite exasperated single look, though, is Oliver Hardy.
What?
Because some of those he did brilliantly to camera. You look back at some of the old Laurel and Hardy movies. Have you ever watched a Laurel and Hardy film?
Yeah, actually, I did actually.
You old fart.
What the fuck, man? Laurel, what is wrong with Laurel and Hardy?
A
No,
1970s
I did.
Slade film.
Yeah.
And Laurel and Hardy.
From
What?
1935.
Stop it.
This is
Yeah,
the
no,
black
I
and
did have to
white
watch it
edition,
one
this
second.
All right, let's bring things slightly more up to date then with the news. And the first bit of news this week is that Nintendo has no plans, they say, to put Mario on a smartphone. They've emphasised their continuing commitment to games consoles, despite that big news on Friday of all the losses. Is your tea rather hot?
It is, sorry, yeah.
Because, now we've got a camera, you can't hide this kind of thing.
I know, it's fine. I'm just pretending it's not there.
For those of you listening to the podcast, Luke just burnt his hand on a cup of tea.
If Mario was going to be on a smartphone, it'd be a Motorola.
In a press conference on Friday, Satoru Iwata explained that any move to release key franchises such as Mario, Zelda, or
Iwata's
Pokemon on
favourite
smartphones would likely have a negative effect on 3DS sales.
What is Yoshi's favourite fruit?
What's Yoshi's favourite fruit?
It's a watermelon.
So these come out every couple of years, Alex gets to tell them on the podcast.
But this is perfect for it. I've been waiting for all this time.
What's Iwata's favourite fruit? Fuck.
So they're still refusing to release titles on smartphones and stuff like that. But obviously the Pokemon company, which I didn't know is actually a separate company to Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like a subsidiary or something.
Right, but they have experimented with releasing products on different platforms. There was a Pokédex app last year, only came out in Japan. I didn't know you could only release apps in certain parts of the world. What happens?
Yeah.
What happens if you download it in Japan and you bring your phone over to England? Will it explode?
Doubt it.
It'd be in Japanese, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that's all right if you're holidaying over here, isn't it?
If you need your fix of Pokédex wherever
Yes.
you go and you're
Yes.
on an extended break,
Yes,
I don't know what would happen. Maybe
Data
some
roaming?
listeners that have done that.
that's a good point.
And how do you get a Pikachu on a bus?
Pokemon.
Doesn't get any better than this, folks.
It's all downhill
This is the
from
kind
here.
of quality you've been used to expecting
Forced
from
to
us
listen
here.
to for the last
Yes.
God knows how long.
Superman versus Batman. News about this, I believe.
Yeah.
Good.
It's pushed back 10 months.
10 whole months.
10 months, which is a long time.
That is.
I mean, I believe this rumour first started circulating with word that Ben Affleck had been injured on set.
Is this true?
Hurt his leg. Apparently not. They've said it's not. They've said, the quote is, the filmmakers need extra time to realise fully their vision given the complex visual nature of the story.
To get a new director in, to make it good.
Ooh, harsh.
Well, it's going to be the opposite, isn't it? It's going to be how to cram even more CGI in. I think they're probably going to try and get rid of the actors this time and just have everything computer generated.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about it as to where it's set. Presumably, I don't know, Gotham or Metropolis?
Yeah, I believe
or
it's
switching
set-
between the two, or...
God, well, there was that American football match, wasn't there? And I think that was taking place in Gotham that they filmed at recently.
Right.
So there's going to be some scene at an American football game.
Right. Hang on,
I
because
was going to say, kind of, that rings a bell.
in that last film, didn't they blow up the football stadium in Gotham?
What a lovely, lovely voice.
That's right. Yes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the trailer, they must have rebuilt it.
Well,
then.
it wasn't the
Or-
film.
hang on.
It's not in that universe.
It was. That's right. Yeah.
It's not
imagine,
in the
imagine
trailer.
that massive CGI effect. Only did it for the trailer.
It
Cut
might
out
be
the
in
final
Metropolis, actually. It might be in
Right.
Metropolis. One thing I was wondering, though, is are they taking this time out to retool the script and make it a Justice League movie? Is that an announcement they might make down the line?
Surely-
That's based on nothing.
Surely
Right.
that's a separate movie.
Well, they've announced Wonder Woman already being in this one, so it's just a
Yeah.
couple more they need.
Heard it here first.
And it would make sense, wouldn't it, to they'd need a few more months to kind of retool it all. I don't know.
I just think maybe the script is absolute crap, and they've got to go and make it work a bit better. Because what's his name's in charge, isn't he?
Yeah.
Slade.
Awful fella.
Yeah.
Yawny Zach.
It's not the first time they've a big budget film's been pushed back though.
No.
A few months or a year even. To
What was the
get
last big
effects
one
right.
that got pushed
Dunno.
back?
What was?
I don't know, because I'm trying to correlate
Yeah,
if the
yeah.
last one that got pushed back, if it ended up being any good or not,
Yeah.
and if it still ended up being a massive pile of crap after being delayed by 10 months or a year.
Shall I Google it while we move on
They
to the next
split
story?
the Hunger
Yeah,
Games,
go
didn't
ahead.
they?
Go
They split
ahead.
the Hunger Games
They
up.
did split Hunger Games. Why was that though?
Because they wanted more money.
Cash cow.
Money hats.
Yep.
Suckle at the delicious teat.
Speaking of money hats,
Candy Crush, they're doing well, aren't they?
They are,
Well,
so-
they're called King, isn't it?
They've gone, King
Do
have
you remember
gone
them in the 80s? King, Love and Pride. Another one for your kids. Yeah.
So King have gone absolutely batshit, basically. So they have managed to trademark the word candy
How can you do that?
in Europe. I don't know.
specifically around games as well.
Well, so this was the thing. Everyone said to me, oh, specifically around games. But then I looked it up, and it's like paper hats as well, and stuff like that, and merchandise. So like...
So video games and paper
No,
hats.
but think
Right,
about
okay.
lots of kind of non
Is that like pay-per-view every time you wear one, you've got to pay somebody for
Maybe
it?
it is, yeah.
non-gaming stuff as well as basically what they've also done. So it's not just relating to gaming stuff.
Or maybe it's like free-to-wear hats, and there's microtransactions. So if you want to spruce it up, add
Yeah.
little jewels.
Or if you want
pay
to
for those.
doff it to a lady, you actually have to pay a couple of pounds.
Maybe.
So
Sorry,
that's
Luke,
happened
go on,
anyway,
yeah,
and
yeah.
basically the latest entry in this saga is that they've also tried to. So
He has to pay for using that
I
word.
do have to pay for using that word.
Crush the opposition.
Crush the opposition. So the Banner Saga, which was that Nordic game that came out recently,
Yep.
they have blocked any sequel that could come out of that because they basically put in a notice of opposition against the Banner Saga's use of the word saga.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
They should call it Banner Norama.
So the thing is,
Another 80s reference.
King
Full
have,
of them.
King have basically said, "Oh, we're not doing this for to try and stop them or make them change the name. It's fine. We're just basically showing that we're serious. We're showing our intent to all those clones out there. Don't try it as well." But having said that, they haven't retracted the notice of opposition, and they are going out after a company which they've openly just said, "No, it's fine." So
Banner Saga has got absolutely nothing to do with Candy Crush whatsoever. It's not a rip-off. Clone.
no, it's a
completely
PC
different
game.
It's
It's
stupid.
like tactical RPG type thing, whereas Candy Crush is casual puzzler.
Anybody still play that?
What, Candy Crush?
Yeah.
I got stuck on level 130.
Oh,
You really are an old woman.
I got stuck about then.
Yeah, there's one I just can't do.
It gets silly,
Yeah.
and I refuse to pay money on it because,
Stop playing it.
well, exactly.
Well, he has.
What I've done, Alex.
You
Yeah,
stop playing
I
it.
have.
Good.
I'm playing
So
Farm
my question
Saga
is, anybody
now.
still playing it?
Chris,
No, I stopped.
You deleted it, didn't you? You had to.
I had to delete it. Yeah.
were you getting a bit addicted?
Yeah. It was
Really?
wasting my time.
Wow. I've no.
How do you waste
I've
your
not
time
even
now?
heard it.
Reading.
That is a waste.
It's reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read down the tube. Our office manager, who's left, Becky Bates, shout out. She used to put her time forward on her phone to get extra lives. So at one stage it was something like 2018 on her phone because
Wow.
got to do what you got to do.
That's a clever little hack. I didn't realise you could do that.
Yeah, but if you put it back, it then resets the time to like 999 hours before you get
Right.
a single life.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay. Good. So stupid people. That's what I'm. That's my
Good.
opinion, Alex. Stupid people, King.
Is that a link to the next story?
I don't know. Is it? Oh, this is Tarantino.
But before that, I did some research.
Well
You're
done,
good.
And I
Chris.
sort of
Seamless.
I found two examples of films that were delayed by around a year,
Yes.
and kind of conflicting. What they say. One of them's G.I. Joe 2.
Right.
Did it actually come out?
Yeah, it
Wasn't
came
that-
out.
wasn't that
exactly,
shit?
Exactly, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it on a plane, and it was worse than the first one.
Really?
I don't know what these people were thinking were saying that it was better. It was worse. And the other one was World War Z,
No.
which was good.
Well,
Was it though?
I didn't like World War Z.
I literally finished watching it this morning, in fact, because been watching it on the train, and it is all over the place. That
Yeah.
movie.
It's just
God.
mental.
And then it finishes, and you just go, "Well, that was 2 hours. I'll never get back." The only thing I liked about it was the kind of the thingy, the ferocity of the ferocity, is that a word?
Yeah.
Of the zombies.
Ferocity.
Ferocity, yes, thank you. Like, when they properly leathered along and then ran into people,
Yeah.
it was like, that was pretty cool. Apart from
Yeah.
that, I thought it was a big pile of...
But one was a failure and one was a success.
Yeah.
So
Which one's which?
World War Z was a success.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really, we
It
class
was a surprise success.
I meant to ask you, talking of films, did that Steve Jobs biopic ever get released over here?
No, but I watched it on the plane at the weekend.
What did you think?
It felt like a TV movie.
Yeah, I think Ashton Kutcher is actually quite good in it.
He's all right, yeah, he's
but
all right.
the actual film itself is really badly directed.
And I found it hard to separate Ashton Kutcher. Even though he was fine, I still felt like I was seeing Ashton Kutcher, which is weird.
Any minute he's going to go like, dude, where's my car?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But you've been punked.
Yeah.
But I thought what I thought was really clever was that he got the shambling gait of Steve Jobs absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and it kind of ended in a weird place.
Yeah.
Things were just going to get exciting.
Yeah.
I guess the drama was ending, apart from obviously him dying.
Yeah,
but
which is pretty dramatic.
But all the fun stuff was about to get invented, and they stopped it before that.
Yeah.
But I felt that about World War Z. You got all the way up to the end, and then it was just like, now what happens?
Well, it's planned to be a trilogy, isn't it?
What, World War Z?
Yeah.
Z.
Sorry. We got to call it Z over here? Or surely not.
Shall I do my story?
Yeah, because while we're talking about movies that have been out, here's a story about a movie that was going to come out and now will never ever see the light of day.
Yeah, this is quite depressing, this one. Tarantino announced a couple of weeks ago that his next film would be a Western called The Hateful Eight. And then this week, the script apparently leaked online. I mean, I didn't see it, but apparently it's gone around the internet. A lot of people have been reading it and reviewing it. And he spoke to Deadline and said, I'm very depressed. I finished the script, a first draft, and I didn't mean to shoot it until next year, a year from now. I gave it to 6 people, and apparently it's gotten out today. And he even went on to name 4 of the 6 people. His producer, Reggie Hudlin, and actors Bruce Dern, Michael Madsen, and Tim Roth. Basically called them out, and he said, I know it wasn't Tim Roth. And Reggie Hudlin showed it to his agent, but no one else.
Right. But you said there were 6 copies, and he's named 4 people.
He's basically saying it's Bruce Dern or Michael Madsen. I think that's what he's got and done.
Jesus.
Wow.
God.
But he said, I'm going to publish it, and that's it for now. I give it out to 6 people, and if I can't trust them to that degree, then I have no desire to make it. I'll publish it, I'm done. I'll move on to the next thing. I've got 10 more where that came from. Although then he says, I could totally change my mind. I own the effing thing, but I can tell you it's not going to be the next thing I do.
Right.
So that's a bit depressing, really.
Wouldn't surprise me if Michael Madsen had done something like that.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking nutter.
He's a loose cannon.
But at the same time, like him and Tarantino have got a long history. You'd hope that there was a level of trust between those two, right?
He's probably just showed it to someone he shouldn't have shown it to, and it just went from there, I guess.
We know how that can escalate, eh?
Yeah, right.
Nick DeSemmelin, who works for Empire, a friend of mine, he made a good suggestion that his next film should be just him in a room with those actors and just let it play out in real time what happens. It sounds like a Tarantino movie.
Doesn't it?
I'll be up for that.
I'll have some of that. And the final bit of news for this week is about... Oh, God, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's not Star Wars the movies, it's Star Wars the game. 1313, which was a game based around a bounty hunter.
A what now?
A bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter?
Yep. Well, the trademark has been abandoned by Disney. Obviously, it used to belong to LucasArts. Then the whole buyout happened, and apparently on the 23rd of December last year, the trademark expired, and it has not been renewed.
So it's floating around in space. We could go and trademark that, could we?
I don't really know how it works. You'd probably have to buy it, I would have thought.
Somebody's probably already bought it, haven't they?
Yeah.
I bet they bought it like 3 minutes after it expired.
I thought it was a pretty rubbish name anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say that game won't be released, but just not under that name. 1313, what does it mean? What did it stand for?
Stood for the level in Coruscant, where there's a level 1313, and that's basically where most of the game takes place. Although you do go to level 1314 at one stage. It's a fact. It's Boba Fett or Boba Fett?
The eternal question.
I say Boba.
I say Boba.
I got bloody bear park because I'm going to go at me for saying Boba the other day.
Was he? Slapping.
Came to bob off.
But then again, I used to call him Smorg, not Smaug.
Oh yeah, same. So there's meant to be that Boba Fett spin-off, right? So maybe they're going to release it with that.
Boba Fett.
Well, do you remember we asked,
Boba.
who was any of you guys with me when I asked Rick, what's he called from Star Wars about 1313?
Rick Waller.
Who's Rick? What's he called?
Imagine if it was Rick Waller.
Amazing. Yes, Rick McCallum, the producer.
Yeah, and he pretends to get really annoyed on camera.
Oh, that's right.
And then he comes laughing about it off camera. But it was when the 1313 thing was just starting up, so that was...
Because they trademarked it, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
2 years
no one
ago.
really knew what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and we asked him.
Yeah.
We asked if it was a thing, and he just, no comment and pretended to storm off.
That's right.
And he could have told us.
Was that the comic?
That was at Kapow.
Kapow, that's right, yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things I did. I remember that.
So there you go. No Star Wars 1313 ever.
Please let us know what you think of this news or any of the news we've gone with today or any news that you think we should be covering. IGN_UK feedback at IGN.com. Chris?
Carrie Fisher answered a question about Star Wars the first time any of them, of those old cast, have said anything.
Yeah.
She confirmed that they're all in it, but it's like...
Yeah, but Mark Hamill has come out and said, well, it's not confirmed yet.
She said they are, and that they're working in March and April. And she said she wants to have the hairstyle back, the cinnamon bun hairstyle. Not the bikini, not the metal bikini, but...
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So the buns are back.
So they're shooting March and April, you say?
That's what she told TV Guide, apparently. It was just something I just saw before I came through here.
So the script's all locked then?
Yes, I believe that news was announced this week.
J.J. Abrams said this week
that the script is finished.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Wow. They're moving along at a fair old rapid pace then.
Have they announced a
Release
date for it?
Yeah.
When is it?
It's May, I think it's May
May the 4th?
2015, yeah.
Oh, it's next year.
I don't know if it's the 4th, but it quite possibly is.
There or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's another reason why Batman vs Superman has buggered off to the next year, because 2015 is so overcrowded at present. It's
I like your notes, by the way. Just cinnamon buns back.
you've got to make notes so you forget this stuff and you
True.
bring it up in
Yeah,
the podcast.
true.
Very good. Yeah.
That reminds me, I must get some stamps.
Right.
Could you write that down? I forgot to bring a pen.
Shall I do some feedback?
Let's get on with it.
I have the first piece, and it's from Dom, who was apparently you guys were talking about IMDb.
Don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, but go on.
Oh no, maybe you just talk about Star Wars. He was surfing IMDb. He says he works from home and spends all his time surfing the internet. But he said, during the extremely productive last 5 minutes, I've worked out that an anagram of Shia LaBeouf is Hail of Abuse.
I like that.
That's very good.
Yeah,
That's
good.
very good, which pretty much describes what happens to him whenever he leaves the house. Dom says, and he says, keep up the good work. Well, thank you for the anagram. That's,
Very good.
I like that.
keep the anagrams coming.
Yeah, we like
What was it
anagrams.
again?
Hail of Abuse.
Yeah, I like that.
So I've got an email from Dom about Shia LaBeouf, but it's a different Dom.
Dom,
What?
dom, dom.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Just
This is
No,
weird.
It's feedback
Yeah.
from Dom. It's not. So this is Dominic, long-time listener from Germany, and he's striking a blow for Shia LaBeouf. Just like you, I'll miss his appearances like a kidney stone, but you might want to reconsider your sentence about his role in New York, I Love You. He acted so well, he didn't even recognise him. So next to that, he was the same, no, 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 screaming dumbass in Transformers, Disturbia, and basically every other movie he's appeared in. But try to watch the movie and maybe check out Paris Je t'aime as well.
Oh yeah, they're kind of companion pieces, aren't they? Yeah. I didn't know he was in New York, I Love You.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure he's one of the main guys in it. A Guide to Recognising Your Saints.
Yes.
That is really good. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
First thing I saw Channing Tatum in. It's really good.
It was about, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
9 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He had a career. He had the world at his feet, and he's just screwing it up. I mean, he's going to the bank with tens of millions of dollars, so maybe he's not screwing up that badly.
Yeah, but all the same, I mean, you
Nobody
know...
actually likes him.
He's burning a lot of bridges.
This is the problem. How old is he?
25 maybe?
Yeah, 25, 26.
See, he's got a long, long time for regrets, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Unless he joins the 27 Club.
Hey!
Ooh.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 24.
All right, you've got 3 years. That's
There you
good.
go.
3DS Simon from Leeds says, hi, everyone. Hi, Simon. I've been thinking about getting a 3DS for a while, but I'm not convinced about the game library.
What?
I like Mario and the idea of Snake Eater on mobile, but what else would you lot recommend? I'm fairly open-minded to try any genre. Thanks for the help. God, there's hundreds of bloody games.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, last year, 2012, was an amazing...
It's 2013.
Last year, 2013, was an amazing year for the 3DS.
You
Yeah.
just skipped a whole year.
Well done.
How was 2012? I can't remember.
Well, last year you had Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda,
Which
Link to the
was-
Past 2.
Yeah.
No, it was called...
No.
That's what was the working title.
Link Between Realms. Was,
Link
Nice.
Between Worlds or something.
Yeah, something
That's
like
it.
that. That's
Where-
really, really good.
Where
That
he,
one.
he becomes the flat fella
That's right.
and he can go
On the walls.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And there was 3D Mario World 3D Land, Mario Land.
Yeah,
3,
the
Mario,
one which isn't on Wii U.
Mario
But-
Lanza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bravely Default was good. Animal Crossing.
Yep, Animal Crossing. Don't forget that.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yep. Monster Hunter 3? Or
Yeah.
Try?
I think 3 Ultimate maybe or something. That was very good.
Yeah. God, there were loads more.
Loads of games.
Lots of games. Pokemon.
And that was just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got all of the other years.
Yeah.
Yes. It was very good.
You got Nintendogs.
Buy one. It's a brilliant console. Loads of fantastic games, and you'll be able to get many of the games are cheap too.
Really cheap.
It's the answer.
That's our advice. And if you don't like it,
Don't buy one.
but he's already bought one if he doesn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Return it.
Yeah, send it back.
Statutory right.
There you go.
Okay, so Edward Sweet now has 2 bits of feedback for us. So the first one is all about collector's editions, and so he basically wants to know what our favourite either DVD or gaming collector's editions are. So the 2 examples he gives for DVD, the DVD Blu-ray of the Matrix trilogy, you get a replica of the Nebuchadnezzar, which was the ship. It was only available in Japan. There's a picture of it here. I'll show it. Hold it up to the camera for those who. There you go. Lovely. So. Look at that, it's mental. So you could see it, it's only available in Japan. And then the one he chose for the gaming one was that one that Saints Row 4 did that was cost £1 million, $1 million. There was only one of them.
You got a car and all sorts of stuff, didn't you?
Which was
Yeah.
Did that actually happen? Did someone buy that?
Never heard any more about it.
Or was
So
it just a cheap
that,
PR
I was
stunt?
going to say
Did
that
you afford that, Luke?
Doesn't sound like a cheap PR stunt.
for a couple of them.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. What game was it that
Prince Kamali.
Kilby got the...
Like small challenge,
I
isn't it?
actually put up half the prizes, yeah.
Dump the car on your moat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kilby got that thing, didn't he? Which was
Oh, yeah, he did.
a hockey stick at one end and a massive schlong on the other end. Was that for Saints
The
Row?
dildo bat,
It's
yeah.
from the game,
Yeah,
but a 3-foot purple dildo.
that's right. But he took that home, didn't he?
He did take that home, yes.
He did.
Never seen it since.
It's never seen the light of day since.
Yeah, how did he get it out? Where did he smuggle it?
I'm trying to think. My favourite DVD box is probably the Wicker Man one that came out a couple of years back, the Anchor Bay American one, which was in a proper wooden box with the Wicker Man and a picture of the Wicker Man burnt on on the front. It was just pretty nice. And before that, years ago, when I used to collect Laserdiscs, my God, the box sets you could get for Laserdiscs were ridiculous because, of course, they were huge to start with. But you'd get all sorts of stuff. You'd get like thick art books. You'd get still frames from the films. You'd get an extra CDs and all sorts and prints. And some of them were really, really lovely.
I really can't stand collector's editions. It's just extra tat that I don't need.
Yeah.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Like the Lawrence of Arabia Blu-ray collector's edition is beautiful. And
But I've never looked at bonus discs or bonus featurettes ever.
he didn't say bonus. He didn't say bonus.
It just sounded like...
Maybe he did say bonus.
A long time ago, when I think it must be the first 3 Alien films came out on VHS. This was before DVD. Wow. They did a face hugger kind of like carry box, which I bought for my brother, and that was pretty cool. But again, all the stuff you get with it was like, I just want to watch the films.
Yeah.
Just want to watch the films.
But you, Chris?
I quite like an Alien one I've got. That's the Alien Over the Egg.
Oh.
Yeah, Blu-ray box set from about 3 years ago.
I think I've seen that one.
It's just a nice ornamental thing, really, in my flat.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a cool piece of kit. Little statue, little alien statue.
All of that stuff that I perhaps once had is all in boxes in the loft.
And I got a Phantasm one actually, where they're all inside the Phantasm
Egg? Ball?
What is it? It's a orb.
That's the word.
Yeah, metallic orb. I quite like that because people are like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, you've not seen Phantasm." And then I don't put it on because it's too weird. Watch Phantasm, it's brilliant though.
Conversation piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's like your fan of naked pictures of yourself that you keep on your coffee table.
Indeed.
What?
And then the second piece he has he wants to get a PS3 now all the great games are out and it's the end of the life cycle. What games should he get for a great price? He's not allowed games that are rated 18, which is why he's asking us as opposed to reading features on the site. So, Nino Kuni, I often make a case for that.
Struggling for games that aren't rated 18.
Yeah.
Is The Last of Us 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
I can't really remember.
There was definitely, going back to World War Z, there are a lot of very, very similar elements in that.
Yeah.
The bit where they're going through the hospital felt very kind of Last of Us or the other way around.
Uncharted?
Yeah, they're probably not 18.
Don't think they're 18s.
No, Nino Kuni,
Great games.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Things like Flower, Journey.
Yeah.
Journey's
Journey's very good.
Really good, yeah. A lot of those kind of weird little indie games are always worth a punt, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Shadow of the Colossus came out, didn't it? And Ico and things.
I don't think they aged particularly well.
Really?
They
I
were
haven't played them recently.
Great on PS2, but by the time it came to PS3, I know the mechanics felt a little bit stale. Still great games, but I'd rather remember them for what they were rather than...
What's God of War?
That's probably...
Well, they did an HD collection,
Yeah.
and God of War 1 and 2 is still fantastic, and then obviously there's God of War 3, which is good.
But are they
And
18?
Ascension, which...
Yeah, of course they're 18.
Are they all 18?
Yes, of course they will be.
Yes.
Tricky, isn't it?
It's weird.
We'll throw this open. If you can think of any PS3 games that aren't certificate 18, but which are worth playing, let us know. IGN_UK. Feedback at IGN.com.
FIFA?
Of course.
But that's the other thing. He doesn't say whether he's got a 360 or anything like that, so we
Yeah.
don't know if it's PS3 exclusives.
Right.
But anyway, lots of games worth playing.
I have an email from Arthur in Australia.
Hello.
G'day, you're supposed to say.
Amazing.
Really?
That's all they know.
They're not patronising.
He says, "Hi guys, love the show. It's very funny and keep the great interviews coming. Your show and that of your Australian counterparts are the best podcasts on IGN. Have you considered ever doing an Ashes edition with a VoIP hookup? Could be gold, could be a disaster. Either way, I'm sure it would be entertaining."
I'm banking on it being a disaster.
We do quite well with technology.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Should do a hookup with the Aussies?
Yeah.
I like the
You
Aussies.
win a tiny little cup.
What?
Tiny
Yeah.
little
The
stuff
Ashes.
like this.
Ah,
Well,
okay. I
we-
thought you said put me in a tiny little cup.
Yes, I'm going to put you in a tiny little
What's that
cup.
got to do with anything?
Just
Shove
say
me in
Chris.
Are you all right with people mentioning the Ashes at the moment, Chris, or are you really... a bit
I'm
upset?
really glad that I was torn last year between going to Thailand on holiday or going to Australia to watch the Ashes live, and I made the right decision.
You went to Thailand.
I went to Thailand, and I hardly saw any of it, which is good because
It was
whatever.
just depressing.
I don't mind people mentioning it because I hardly saw it, so it's like it hasn't happened. I'm still, and because the last one was just in the summer, we're
Just
still,
pretending that's
yeah,
the one.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Arthur goes on. As to my main question, I bought and played GTA 5, and while I completely agree with everyone's assessment of it as a brilliant game with incredible detail, I quickly realised that I wasn't really enjoying myself in the campaign. I love driving around and exploring and doing stunts, but I didn't really enjoy being a douchebag criminal, and it quickly sucked the fun out of it for me. So do you think that Rockstar will ever do an action-oriented open-world game in a modern-day setting, away from the criminal setting of GTA? Will they ever take all their amazing skill and experience and make an open-world game in a modern, non-apocalyptic setting where you're not a bad guy?
Make you a banker. That's kind of criminal.
Yeah.
Still.
It's kind of hard
9 to
though,
5.
right? Because why would they want to invade the same space that GTA fills so well? I can't see them doing something else in a similar setting that's not GTA. It would be pointless.
They've kind of got that cornered, haven't they, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
See what he means, though. It is a bit sad that you have to play a criminal in this amazing
Why? That's the whole point of the
But
game.
you can kind of do what you want. Well, I mean, Crackdown, I suppose, is the alternative, isn't it? Really, when you're like a law enforcement agent, aren't you? As opposed to like going around this open world, exploring it. I mean, that's the difference. But having said that, you're still blowing people up and stuff. It's
Yeah.
you know, I get what you're saying, but I mean, you know,
I suppose if you want a perfectly realised open world experience where you're not a criminal, you just open your front door and go outside.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it depends. You might be a criminal.
Well, he's in Australia.
Is that allowed?
they're all criminals.
Don't say it.
What?
He went there. He
Joke.
went there.
Say
Joke.
it. They're our friends.
He's not
They
gonna
are
like
friends.
that. I'm sorry. We're only mucking about.
We do like
Alex,
the
I want you to read out this exactly as it's written, this piece of feedback.
Xbox and PlayStation game patch sized.
Amazing.
AZ, also known as Anthony,
AZ.
says, "Hi guys, just wanted to say that I love the podcast. The hour drive home from my girlfriend's at the weekend is a lot more entertaining. Listen to you lot rave on about games, movies, and all that stuff."
Is it a lot more entertaining than the time you spend with your girlfriend? Is that what you're saying?
If you interpret it that way, you misinterpreted it. So he's talking about a 15 gig update for Dead Rising 3. 15 gig?
What?
That's bigger than some games.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
And what about you? You're nowhere near a...
Not a server farm.
not near
No,
a server
near
farm,
server
Alex.
farm.
What are you going to do?
Not download that patch, quite frankly.
Unlucky.
So, I don't know much about this. Luke, you are our news hound.
I am.
Apparently, it includes most future DLC in that download.
Yeah. So it's Dead Rising 3, right? It's Capcom.
Yeah.
Yes. So Capcom have been like, no, we're not doing on-disc DLC anymore. Remember they did that a while ago. So now they've but they seem to have gone back on that a little bit by putting it all in one big download. So even if you don't want this DLC, it's going to be there. You may as well pay to unlock it.
At the same time, yeah, swings and roundabouts. Pain in the arse, but if you can have it downloading overnight or whatever, so it's just there.
Yeah.
Then if you want to buy the DLC, it's instantly accessible.
This is
which
true.
Is a good thing, right?
Yes. But we've something that we have talked about a lot, because there's so many mandatory installs now.
Yeah.
That hard drive space is more precious than ever before,
Yes.
and it's using 15 gigs for something you may never even use.
Ridiculous amount.
Like, you should at least have the option, like, you know, to either opt in for all the DLC or none of it, kind of thing. But like, if you know you're not going to buy it, that's a lot of space.
Like even the kind of obligatory 1 gig like download when you get the console, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
15 of those bad boys.
Yeah.
Especially with our shitty internet over here as well.
Is yours shitty? Mine's not so bad.
Well, it's not great.
Are you not on the fibre?
I am. I'm allegedly on the fibre.
I find it flows much better once you're on fibre, don't you, Alex?
I don't have fibre.
Do you not?
No.
You want to?
I've got dial-up.
I do actually need the loo, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait a couple of minutes. We're nearly
We're
done.
nearly done.
We're almost
We're powering
done. Just
through.
Cross your legs.
I've got like an extended piece that I want to talk about just in a bit, though.
Time out.
No.
Simon
It's not that
Pickering. Oh my God! You need a Donald.
You need an afternoon constitutional.
Needs to update the blog roll.
This is. I'm sorry.
Are you joking?
Wow.
Wow.
So Chris
Are you going
Tilley-
to come back, or is that it? He's going to come back.
Okay.
We might have finished by the time he comes back.
Are we continuing?
Wow.
Amazing.
See, like I have to do that with my 3-year-old. If we're going on a long car journey, it's like, go to the toilet now.
Yeah.
Didn't realise we had to do it for people with a fucking podcasting.
Can you believe that just happened?
All right, let's carry on. Let's try and pick up the threads of this rapidly unravelling programme.
Yeah.
Simon Pickering has written in, "Hi guys, firstly, just wanted to say thanks for the really enjoyable podcast. I'm writing to say that after listening to the last one and listening to Stu's gushing about Gravity, I decided to go see it. I'd seen the trailers for the film but didn't think it looked that great. I had, however, heard good things. I was also sceptical as I'm not a fan of 3D. Who is, basically? You know? All I can say is I'm glad I did go see this film. What a fantastic film it is. Visually stunning. The 3D engrossed me and it wasn't a distraction. It's one roller coaster of a film, but not in the way your typical blockbuster is. Just wanted to thank Stu for mentioning the film in the last couple of podcasts, as this convinced me to see it. I've now booked tickets to go and see it again at the IMAX in Manchester. You're a lucky man, because I really do want to go and see it in IMAX, but every time I try and book to go and see it here in London at the BFI IMAX, it's booked up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
really difficult to go and see it.
It's out really soon on Blu-ray.
I didn't see it in the cinema, so
I'm not going to watch it on Blu-ray.
Really?
No. Have you seen it?
No.
Are you going to watch it on Blu-ray?
Yes.
You do know you're not going to see it as it's really supposed to be seen?
I'm happy with that.
Okay. Will you watch it in 3D?
No, because I've only got one pair of glasses.
That is a problem, isn't it? I'll lend you a pair. Have you got Samsung?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll lend you a pair of glasses. No
I could
worries.
go the rest of my life without hearing the phrase Stu's gushing ever again.
Is it the 3D that good?
Supposedly.
The point of the film, yeah, it's an immersive experience with this film, more so than anything probably since Avatar.
I really liked Avatar.
You hated Avatar, didn't you? That's the problem. Honestly, but knowing you, Alex, I think you're going to sit there in front of the telly like this.
Me?
Yeah.
Never.
Right, Alfonso Cuarón, impress me.
No,
Go on.
To be honest, I'll be going, right, Stuart Reed, you said this film was good. And all the way through, I'll be tweeting you saying, what a pile.
Really?
I don't know.
You probably won't. You never tweet me. You never tweet. You never text me.
You're right,
You
I
never
do
write.
tweets. I'm not very good.
You know, are you? All right, next with the feedback.
Yeah, so this is also gushing for Stu. Just listen to the podcast. This is from Roger Knowles. He's been listening for a while now. First time he's written in. So he's someone who's been keen to get into games journalism. And a couple of weeks ago, you had a chat about, how everyone got their start.
Yep.
So about a year ago, he decided to start his own YouTube channel, to start his voice, to kind of voice his opinions on things.
I know what you mean.
Then he did a podcast. Then he did
until that point.
Then he did a podcast and some other things, and he's now got his own website as well. So he's basically been slowly building up a library of things that people can go to. And whenever his friends ask him why he didn't approach a company or another website to work for them, he always responded with, "I don't have qualification or training, they won't look at me twice." But with Stu saying that he taught himself editing and voiceovers, it gave me a glimmer of hope that maybe one day I might have that chance to get my foot in the door, and it put a big smile on my face.
Good luck.
Yes. Well done him, though.
Yeah, well done.
Get up and go.
Taking the initiative.
Yes.
Going with it. Just because, don't listen to anybody that says you can't do something.
Exactly. There is more feedback, but it's... Unless Tilly took it with him to
I haven't.
use.
He's
Oh,
taken it with him
Christ,
to
I
web
hope he
stuff.
wouldn't.
Well...
Not this paper. It's not
So Thomas
quite
Meadows
coarse.
writes in saying, I was wondering if any of you managed to catch the Musketeers on BBC One on Sunday, and if so, what did you think? Personally, I think it was pretty promising with a good cast of heroes and a very sinister Peter Capaldi as Cardinal Richelieu, although it's lacking Bryan Adams, Sting and Rod Stewart theme songs. Did they all do Musketeers?
They were all in the Robin Hood. Wasn't that Robin Hood?
Was Robin Hood?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Bryan Adams did Robin Hood.
I don't know.
Maybe it
about
was
Six of
then.
Thieves.
Oh, maybe it... No,
I
no,
thought,
it wasn't.
is he not
Robin-
making a joke about them being three of them and they're the three Musketeers?
No, I think we're just all confused.
No, it says theme songs.
Yeah, but no, there wasn't there? Because it was with Kiefer Sutherland and...
Yeah, there was that. That was.
Stuart, if this happened before 2000, I have no idea what's going on.
Anyway,
Listen, if it happened before last week, I've no idea what's going on.
so he says, secondary to this, does anybody think that the story would be fantastic as an Assassin's Creed game? Paris would be an incredible city to explore, and you already have great potential for a great potential Templar baddie. What do you think? So, firstly, Musketeers.
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it.
Brilliant.
Rubbish.
Move
I
on.
watched it.
Did you?
Did you?
Yes.
And was it rubbish?
It was in the same way I kind of sat down with... Was it Robin Hood or Robin... What was the BBC One adaptation?
Oh, the Merry Men, the Band of Brother thing.
No, I think it was just called Robin Hood.
Wow.
I don't watch that much TV
The
anymore.
Merry Men and Band of Brothers. That sounds amazing.
That would be...
The Merry Band of Merry Brothers? No.
But that Merlin, Atlantis,
all that kind of guff.
all that kind of rubbish. I
Yeah.
just didn't think it was very good. I thought the kind of main three people who obviously play the Musketeers were instantly forgettable, and I'm not sure I'll be watching the second episode.
Wow.
Is this the replacement for Sherlock?
Low praise indeed.
Well, maybe that's part of the problem, right? 9 p.m. on a Sunday for a very brief period of time
yeah.
would belong to Sherlock.
Yep. 12 days.
And even though, we all agreed that it perhaps wasn't the best episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Tilley is back in the podcast.
Oh, look at that spring in his step.
Yeah. You feel... Chris, have you lost weight?
I can talk again.
Oh, you've got a poo shadow with you.
Oh,
I've
God.
lost the power of speech for a while then.
Have you watched the Musketeers?
No, I was away when it was on, so
Right.
I missed it. You weren't a fan, it sounded like.
No, I didn't think it was particularly good. And I wouldn't bother. But I do think that it would make an interesting Assassin's Creed place.
Yeah.
No, I'm all about
Would it-
feudal Japan. I've put my money... That's where I want it to go. Feudal
Would
Japan,
it
I
not
want
be a bit
Tenchu.
similar to Rome, though, and all that guff that they've already done? It just feels like it would be awfully similar. But then I'm not.
That's every single Assassin's Creed game is awfully cinema, is it? Cinema?
Awfully cinema.
Speaking of TV, though, is anyone interested in that Fleming TV show that's coming on soon?
Bob Fleming?
With Dominic Cooper playing Ian Fleming?
I can't stand
It's like
it.
the true story behind the man who based Bond on himself a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
And all-
Catchy.
Yeah, that's the full title. No, it doesn't sound as much interest in this room.
Well, like you said,
I
Dominic,
didn't actually
Dominic
know
Cooper.
that.
Yeah.
There's something about his eyebrows I don't like.
He's a little bit... I don't know, he seems a little bit smug.
Is he in Mamma Mia? Is that him?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
He was in History Boys, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was all right in History Boys.
And he was also in the stage adaptation of the Philip Pullman novels, His Dark Materials.
Are we just going to list stuff he's been
A
in?
friend of mine was in those, you know?
Really?
Yes.
Very good. It was very good. I saw it.
I shall let her know that
Yeah.
we appreciated that.
Another email, this time from Nathan Dodd, saying, my friend was able to watch the film Last Vegas in Romania last month, weeks before the film was released in the UK. Why would an English film be released earlier in a foreign-speaking country, Christine?
I have a question. Why not?
Brilliant.
It's up to the marketing departments of the film studios when they release stuff where.
Why would a film like that,
I would like
Come
to
out
expand the
Romania.
theory.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I think it's probably not a very good film.
Yep.
And it's probably not going to make very much money over here. So before they release it in an English-speaking country where the reviews go worldwide that it's not very good, put it in foreign language countries where people can just watch it without knowing anything about the film and make a bit more money that way.
They'll review it in those countries, though.
Yeah, but not many people speak Romanian.
In Romania, they do.
They do. And I suppose these days, you've got Google Translate as well, haven't you?
Oh, it's not that reliable.
Is it not?
No.
I think what I might do...
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to change a great to a shit.
Well,
or
do you
vice
really need to
versa.
translate like 3 stars? Like
That's
it's
true.
a star
It
rating.
translates to 5 out of 5.
Once we're out of this podcast, I might go and try and look at some Romanian news
reviews.
websites, and see if I can get this up.
I mean, they are trying to bring release dates in line with each other and having global release dates to try and combat piracy at the moment. That's one change that's happened.
Like Pixar used to be the big one. didn't it? Like,
Yes.
that was always
Yeah,
kind of
6-month difference, wasn't it, or something? Yeah.
Has that changed now?
Yeah, they seem to have moved closer together.
Yeah, because I didn't go and see Monsters University at the cinema.
It was about the same. Yeah, there was a week or two.
Is that to do with? Was that ever to do with the cost of actually making the film prints, Chris?
I think that was.
Because I mean, I know they're like
into it before.
£10,000 to £20,000 per print. So if you're releasing, that can eat into a lot of your budget. You know, if you're releasing 100 prints worldwide, you know, a couple of million.
Is that really how much is?
That's how much a film print was. Yeah.
Equally, America was by far the most important territory,
Yeah.
the most lucrative territory. So films would release there first, but now it's not at all.
Yeah.
Europe, Russia, China are all overtaken. So films are releasing. I mean, it's crazy that we're now getting the blockbusters before the States, but it's just the way it is at the moment. We're getting
Well, that's the same as video games consoles. The fact that the PlayStation 4 has not been launched in Japan yet. It's just you wouldn't have ever said that even when PS3 came out. But here we are.
But even, Chris, different cuts of movies for different territories now. I mean, I know China's we've talked about this before, but China had a completely different cut of Iron Man 3.
Yeah, they did.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street was cut for Dubai, wasn't it, as well?
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
No,
because
they cut out a lot of the kind of...
That's more kind of... I think that's probably
the
more...
titillating stuff.
Yeah. But this is actually... That's because they have certain laws in that
because
market.
for Iron
like a
Man,
bonus
Iron Man,
Yeah.
they put in extra bits because they for
scene
filming
set in China.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay,
Yeah. And that's going to happen more and more in the future.
Yeah.
quite exciting.
And also, I guess as well, because now they don't have to produce these film prints. It's actually all digital. You know, it's literally just a hard drive that is plugged into the projector. It's easy for them to do different cuts for different territories.
Yeah.
In the same way that for a while Pixar always used to have a special guest English voice in the English version of their films, like in Toy Story 2, I think was Andy fucking Peters, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Woohoo.
Best bit of the film.
So stuff like that, I guess, is going to become more prevalent as we go on.
Yep.
Good. Well, we got all serious then for a second, didn't we? I think that's it for reader feedback for this week. IGN_UK feedback at IGN.com if you would like to take part in this conversation.
Twitter and Facebook /IGN UK.
In it.
Yep.
Stuff that's coming out this week then. We'll begin with the movies.
Yeah, so we've got Grudge Match, which I'm so indifferent to. The Stallone, De Niro boxing comedy drama. It just, and I'm watching the clips and the trailers, and it's some jokes about Stallone punching me, and it's in a locker. It's like, well, hold on, Rocky means a lot to a lot of people, and just to kind of to have you taking the piss out of it devalues it somewhat, I think. And as our old colleague Tom, who's now at Yahoo, asked them when he interviewed them, "Are you guys too old to be doing this?"
Yeah.
And they said no, but I would say maybe they are. Not that I'm ageist, but
How old are they?
both approaching 70.
Oof.
Yeah. It's a gimmick. It feels like a gimmick. I'm not seeing it. I mean, I know a couple of people who have said it's okay, but
Just surprising that De Niro would do that. But
That's it. You can kind of expect it of Stallone because,
well, it's surprising De Niro 20 years ago would do it, but not of the guy that did Rocky and Bullwinkle.
True.
It's just an embarrassment.
Why
now.
does he do it, Chris?
Money. He's got lots of kids. I've been told that he just
Really?
he does it for the money. He gets
many
paid a lot of
kids has
money.
he got?
He's got a lot, as far as I know.
50?
Which seems crazy to me because I'm sure he gets paid enough doing the serious stuff, but it's depressing. It's probably like 1 in 6 now is a good film from him. 1 in 7.
Yeah.
And considering he would make one film every year, every 2 years, and it would be a classic in the 80s and the 70s, it's... Oh, I've depressed myself there.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Jack Ryan.
Talking of depressing.
It's more a shrug, isn't it? It's good people involved in it. Costner, Chris Pine, Kenneth Branagh. But do we need a reboot of the Jack Ryan property?
As far as I can see, it's never really had a hook, Jack Ryan, and that's the problem with the series. It's never really... there's no way of describing it. Like Bond, you can kind of get behind as a series, and other things you can get behind, like the Mission Impossible movies. But this whole Jack Ryan thing, it's just a bit...
Yeah.
Well, I've enjoyed all the films, though, to be fair. And if this one had got me more excited, I'd be seeing it. I mean, they claim that his hook is the fact that he's got a brain, and he uses his brain where others use their kind of brawn. He's not so much of a out-and-out action hero. He's got more going on than that. But I think that he's an analyst, which is not the most exciting thing for a hero to have. A job for them to have, but Krupp saw it. He said it's okay, it's above average, but it's nothing special. It's surprisingly lacking in action. Actually, he said it's much more drama going on. But
Wow.
Yep. And then cool. The other film coming out this week, Inside Llewyn Davis, which I have seen.
Hey!
It's one I've seen. It's a really interesting movie. It's slow. The music's great. I don't know what I think of it still, but it kind of stays with you after the credits have rolled.
Right.
A haunting movie.
It's one of those Coen Brothers films that you'll be thinking about for a long time, and your opinion might change over time. And I think it's the kind of film that in different periods of your life you might think different things about it.
Because I got the feeling you saw it a couple of weeks back, didn't you?
Ages
No,
ago.
a while
Ages
back, and
ago.
you were a little bit ambivalent toward it at the time.
But then I've not been able to stop thinking about it. It's about failure in life, and can you have kind of noble failure? And it's it's interesting movie.
Right.
It's the Coens, you've got to see it.
Got to see it, yeah.
Or not.
Brilliant.
That's the movies anyway.
Games-wise, an absolute plethora of games coming out.
Ollie, Ollie!
Oi, oi, oi!
Or maybe just Ollie, Ollie.
What is that?
It's a skateboarding game.
Oh, my Lord.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
On what platform?
Vita.
Okay.
That's the old Vita.
Is it as good as 720 Degrees for the Game Gear? Or the Links?
I don't
The
know.
It's the last skateboarding game I played.
Which links did you have? Did you have the massive links or
Yeah.
the slightly
The big
smaller?
one.
Yeah.
The big fat one.
Yeah.
God.
Um,
they used about 8 batteries every 30 minutes.
It may not
Honestly.
reach that pinnacle of gaming, but it's still very good.
Okay.
And if you've got a Vita, I definitely would suggest checking it out.
And if you've got a Lynx, you could try checking it out, but I doubt the cartridge will fit.
Also, California Games on Lynx was very good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good game. Hacky
Yeah.
sack.
I'm tempted to go on eBay now and buy a Lynx.
Well, I could never get to grips with the surfing.
It was the
Surf
surfing,
was
that's
really hard.
right,
You just
yeah.
kept going down the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. Couldn't figure that one out at all.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah, let us know if you ever managed
More
to
black
do
and white
surfing in the California Games. Let us know how you did it. That's pretty much it then. I've really enjoyed today.
Good.
Well, the last half an hour
I did
or so.
until about 2/3 of the way through, and then I had issues, and then I enjoyed the rest of it. So.
I think we managed to cover it, Chris. I don't think anybody noticed.
No, no one saw anything.
No,
Good.
it's absolutely fine. So that's it. Join us next week for another IGN UK podcast. Until then, thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
You can stop now.